Hello, it's Allison Burke here with Dance Teacher Web, and I'm giving you a how-to on improvisation. I absolutely love starting my contemporary classes with improvisation. I think it really gets people in the room, in their bodies, curious, mind-body connection from the start. So, I've mentioned in my other how-to video that I kind of like to confuse people in my class in the good way. And maybe rather, instead of confuse, it's to make them curious. So, with improvisation, curiosity is at the center for me. So what I like to do is start with something simple. So we would go across the floor, forward and then back, in ground movement on the way, and then only on your feet movement on the way back. So I like to say with the ground movement, anytime that your two hands are off the ground and you're on your feet, that's no longer ground movement. So this would be about moving on the ground in through space across the floor. And then on the way back, avoiding the ground movement, avoiding being on all fours, and really getting into the up space. The up space, yes. So also, with the ground movement, what I like to encourage is to treat the floor like it's not hard, like it's squishy even. So I work in the circus for Cirque du Soleil, and I work with a lot of acrobats. And they have apparati of, they have a rope, they have a trapeze, they have straps, they have a trampoline. Our apparatus as dancers, movers, is the floor. So there's a way to have a relationship with the floor and kind of make it seem like that it's not hard. It's there for us, we can really count on it. So now that we know it's there, we can actually start to have a relationship with it to where we can make it seem like it's squishy, like it has some sort of give, right? So it's not just about really leaning into the gravity heaviness of it relationship. What about if we get curious about the floor? Squishy. Okay, so they went across, they did floor work, squishy. They did on their way back, they're thinking about upright movement. Then I like to start to get a little bit quirky. So next round, I would say gravity, zero gravity. So on the way, you would focus on gravity, which means focusing on kind of the scientific pull of what gravity does for us. It's almost like you could kind of bring your own style of movement into it because we're already moving with gravity. So on the way, it's kind of an easy one, but then on the way back, zero gravity. So if there was no gravitational pull, how would they move across in space? Curiosity. And there's no wrong answer. It's really important that in improvisation warm-up or improvisation class, you don't discourage curiosity, exploration. It should always be about, there's no wrong answer. It's all about you flipping your mindset or flipping your instinct of what you normally do, and maybe there's some new space you can investigate in this task or in these tasks. Great, so we got quirky. We did gravity, zero gravity on the way back. Then I like to hit him with the kicker at the end. So I like to encourage moving in reverse. And reverse implies that something has moved forward to then move it in reverse. We're taking out the forward part, and we're just going to start moving in reverse. So that's the kind of final kicker I like to, once people are kind of warmed up and curious, that's where I like to go. So I would say move in reverse, doing only floor work on the way, and doing only on your feet upwards motion. So kind of going back to that first round of on the ground and upright, now doing on the ground upright, moving all in reverse. What happens here, I like to discuss too after each round or maybe after the whole 3 rounds, I like to discuss with the class. Sometimes people are a little shy to talk, but if you kind of open the floor, you'll get one person that'll start to be like, yeah, and then it all kind of is a chain reaction. So kind of creating a community too, talking about this curious exploration can be a really nice moment to connect and have a class retention, people coming back. So when we discuss after those 3 rounds, and we're talking about moving in reverse, a lot of times people will say, I actually had never thought to move that way before, but because my instinct was flipped, because we're moving in reverse, there's different negative space, backspace, underneath pathways happening for them, and that's really exciting to see people make connections, get curious, and reach a different level of movement. So in improvisation, I love to say, and I have everybody repeat after me, there is what? No wrong answer in improvisation. Thank you.